After a series of incidents that some are calling racial profiling, there was a protest march in East Haven, Connecticut. The complaint is that police park themselves opposite a Latino-owned business and stop anyone who looks Latino, that they arrested a priest who was filming anti-Latino harassment, and that the city administration goes overboard to hand over undocumented immigrants to the ICE police. The protest was organized by Unidad Latina en Acción, and 100 to 150 people marched down the main street of East Haven. It was the biggest protest since 1997, when Malik Jones was shot by East Haven police. Supposedly, he had committed a traffic offense. Police cruisers took pursuit, and then Malik Jones was shot dead when he supposedly backed near a police officer when he was trying to escape. There were anti-Latino counter-protesters in East Haven. Some had flags that said "White Power Worldwide" and wore gas masks, trying to get across the point that immigrants are diseased. Others had signs saying, "We support our local police." This hatred of immigrants is typical. The system is falling apart. The bankers have caused a catastrophe. Jobs are outsourced by the millions, by the big owners of the companies with their million-dollar salaries. And who do they want to blame? The immigrants. Luis, why did you come down from Hartford for this rally today?
I came down in the same way that people from New Haven came up to support us in Hartford. That came up the same reason people from Hartford and Bridgeport and New Haven went up to Danbury a couple years ago, and we had thousands of people marching on the streets against stupidity like this. I came up because when I saw the reports that this was happening in East Haven, steps away from the city that has led the Northeast in all this movement against this type of policy, this one person needed to be somewhere to just say, to the extent that I can in my little voice, that this needs to stop. But we passed an immigration ordinance codifying basically what the general order here in New Haven was, that our police cannot use status as a basis for detaining. Our police and not only police, but we extended it to the city departments, cannot ask status out of anything. So if a parent comes in with his child to the library, if a parent comes in with their child to a recreation center, if someone's doing a complaint against a tenant or a landlord, then we need to deal with those services as we would with anyone else. We can't get bogged down in something that is not that is a civil matter that's nothing municipality can deal with.
This march was taken in place because we feel like for a long time the minority they have been assaulted in this community by the police. not just the Latinos, but also the immigrants and also the Afro-Americans. We have to remember in 1997, Malik Jones was killed by a police officer from East Haven. And nothing happened to that guy. Actually, he retired with a good pension. And still, justice was not done on the case of Malik Jones. There is three things that we're asking the city of East Haven to do. The first thing is a diversity training for the East Haven police. That's something that should happen. That happened in New Haven, that happened in Hartford, that happened in many police departments, and that should be done to this police department. The other one is they should review the local ordinance of New Haven and Hartford. In Hartford and New Haven, they should not be using racial profiling when they detain people. And that's something that this police department should keep in mind. The third one is like the mayor, like 2 days ago, announced it in the New Haven Register that she's holding dialogues with the Latino community. But those dialogues are just with 5 people, with business people. But business people doesn't represent the community. The community is unfair. So if she really wants to have a dialogue, she has to reach the community who is unfair.
Along with being an activist, I'm also the grandson of a Sicilian immigrant who, when he came to this country, found stores that said, "Italians not served." This demonstration is not just for immigrants. This is for our entire community. This is for all of us. And until we see that the rights of every immigrant are the rights of every citizen, right, the struggle will go on. But it will be won. My grandfather would have depended on it. My grandfather would have been here. I stand in his name, in the name of all immigrants who had to struggle against discrimination. And for those people who have forgotten their inheritance, forgotten the pain and sorrow that was a part of their family history, I want to remind you that your parents struggled for these same rights. They didn't mean to keep them just for themselves. Peace to us all. Thank you.